A man who can control his attention will always control his outcomes. And you have begun to master your attention. That is another sign. Where others are reactive, you are intentional. Where others consume, you create. Where others chase, you attract. Because you are no longer scattered, you are focused. And focus is the hammer that breaks the chains of poverty. When a man is focused, he cannot be manipulated. He cannot be distracted by comparison. He walks with direction. And the man with direction is always wealthier than the man with confusion, regardless of how much is in his bank account. You have also started thinking long term. That's another sign. You no longer live in emotional impulse. You have begun to build systems. You have begun to think in years, not days. You don't just chase income, you build infrastructure. You are building assets. Assets of character. Assets of skill. Assets of value. You have become the kind of man who says, how will this pay me in 5 years? Instead of, how does this make me feel today? And that shift, small as it may seem, is the foundation of empires. You see money differently now. That's a mark of growth. Where once you feared money, now you respect it. You understand that money is a servant, not a master. You understand that money is an amplifier, not a savior. And most importantly, you now see money as the result of value, not just effort. You stopped trading your hours for dollars and started multiplying your value through leverage, through ideas, through systems. That is wealth consciousness. Wealth is not a number, it is a mindset. And your mindset is no longer poor. Poor minds blame, complain, and wait. Wealthy minds create, solve, and act. You stop blaming your background. You stop waiting for permission. You stop looking for signs from the outside. You are now the sign. You are now the one who moves first. You are now the one who says, it starts with me. That is power. And power precedes prosperity. Another sign you are walking the path to wealth. You are now obsessed with growth. You are reading more, learning more, asking deeper questions, listening to conversations that stretch you. You are replacing gossip with mentorship. You are replacing complaints with commitments. You are replacing theory with execution. And that execution, even when imperfect, is producing momentum. Momentum is the greatest asset of the man pursuing wealth. Not speed, momentum. Because speed fades, but momentum builds. Every disciplined day you stack, every focused hour you complete, every hard choice you follow through with adds weight to your character. And weight creates gravity. People feel it. Opportunities feel it. And when the world senses your seriousness, it responds. You are becoming serious now. Not serious in mood, but in mission. You smile more, not because life is easier, but because you are aligned. You no longer panic when things go wrong. You stop making excuses. You don't talk about goals the same way. You walk like someone who expects to win. You carry yourself like a man who has already been there in his mind. You see, every wealthy man I've ever studied had one trait in common. They walked in advance of their results. They didn't wait for success to show up before acting like they were worthy. The first step to mastering your thinking is to fix your mind upon a definite purpose. A man without a purpose is like a ship without a compass, tossed by every wind. But the man with a purpose has direction, momentum, and destiny. The second step is to take absolute control of your thoughts. Every idea that enters your mind either strengthens or weakens you. Permit only those thoughts that serve your goal. Train yourself to say, this thought builds me, this thought destroys me, and choose wisely. Third, practice autosuggestion. The mind is molded by repetition. Speak to yourself daily with conviction, I am capable, I am destined, I am unshakable. These words, repeated with faith, sink deep into the subconscious and direct your actions. Fourth, guard your mind against fear, doubt, and criticism. These are the thieves of greatness. They sneak into an undisciplined mind and plant seeds of failure. Reject them the moment they appear and replace them with courage and faith. Fifth, direct your imagination. What you picture, you create. Build in your mind the image of the success you seek. Hold it steady, and it will draw circumstances, people, and opportunities into your path. And sixth, remember that mental discipline is a practice, not an event. Just as the body grows strong by exercise, so the mind grows obedient through persistence. Daily, deliberately guide your thoughts, and soon your thoughts will guide your destiny. Discipline your thinking, and you will discover that no obstacle can withstand the power of a mind trained to victory. The first step to... Let me tell you is, you have been lied to. They told you to work hard, save a little, retire at 65, and that this was freedom. But if 40 years of labor ends in a pension too small to live on, what do you call that? You were not born to serve until death. You were not born to watch life pass while you trade your soul for a salary. The world does not reward the obedient. It rewards the man who sees the trap and walks out of it. And that man begins here. Listen closely, because if you miss this message, you may work to the grave and still die poor. You believe you are free. You believe that hard work will pay off. You believe that one day, maybe after 40 years of labor, if you've been loyal, if you've saved, if you followed the system, you will get your reward. But I say this to you without apology. If 40 years of labor ends in dependency, then who truly owned your life? I have seen it too many times. Men who gave their entire youth to a job, only to reach the age of 65 with a tired body, a trembling hand, and a fearful glance at the calendar because their money is running out. They obeyed every rule. They stayed quiet. They did what they were told. They worked. They waited. And when the waiting ended, there was nothing waiting for them. I ask you again, who owns the life of a man who gives it away one paycheck at a time, only to die uncertain, unfree, and unremembered? You must understand this. Slavery has changed its costume, but it has never left. The chains are no longer metal. They are made of routine, of debt, of low expectation, of unexamined beliefs. You were told that the system works if you follow it. But what you were not told is that the system was never designed to make you rich. It was designed to make you useful to someone else's wealth. I will not soften my words. I am not here to encourage you. I am here to awaken you. Because until you see the truth of your condition, self to improve, nothing in your life ever will. You already know what needs to be done. You just keep waiting to feel ready. But readiness is a trap. It whispers, tomorrow, and tomorrow becomes a habit. The truth comfort is a slow poison. It keeps you alive, but never awake. Every dream you have is waiting behind one decision to do what's hard. Even when you don't feel like it, growth doesn't happen by accident. It happens by force, your force. So today, you stop waiting. You stop negotiating, you rise, you move, you improve. This is your moment to take control. Let's begin. You already know what needs to be done. It's not a mystery. It's not hidden. It's sitting right there in plain sight, waiting for you to finally face it. But you keep walking around it. You scroll past it. You tell yourself, I'll handle it soon. And days become weeks. Weeks become months. And the weight of what you're avoiding grows heavier on your mind. That's the cost of neglect. It's not just the unfinished tasks. It's the quiet anxiety that follows you everywhere, reminding you that you're living below your potential. The truth is, improvement doesn't start when you feel inspired. It starts when you face the thing you've been avoiding. When you look it dead in the eye and say, no more running. Think about it. How many times have you told yourself, when things calm down, I'll start. But life doesn't calm down. It just keeps testing your discipline to see if you'll act in chaos or hide in it. You can't wait for perfect conditions. You can't wait for the mood, or the right timing, or the perfect motivation, because that day never comes. There is only now, and if you won't act now, you won't act later. Most people don't fail because they're weak. They fail because they wait to feel strong before they act. But strength isn't a gift, it's a result. It's what you build when you do hard things before you're ready. So here's the question. What are you avoiding right now? Is it a habit you've let slide? A responsibility you've been ignoring? A conversation you've been running from? Whatever it is, name it. Because what you don't, when God is about to give you something big, it's never in the way you expect. The path to greatness is often paved with struggles, challenges, and moments of profound uncertainty. You see, in life, there are no shortcuts to success, and there are no easy paths to the dreams you hold in your heart. But when God is preparing to bless you, He doesn't just hand it to you. Instead, He transforms you into the person who can handle the weight of that blessing. And this transformation is often uncomfortable. You will begin to feel like you're being stretched beyond your limits. The things you once held dear might start slipping away. Old patterns will break, relationships will shift, and your world may begin to feel disorienting. But understand this, it is precisely in these moments of discomfort that God is working in you, refining you, and preparing you for what's ahead. When God is about to give you something big, He doesn't just drop it into your lap. No, He prepares you for it. And often, that preparation looks like a season of pruning, of stripping away what's unnecessary in your life so that you can carry the weight of the blessings He's about to pour into your hands. You may not understand it at the time, but the pain, the struggle, the loss, it's all part of the process. Just as a tree needs to be pruned to bear more